You are being watched and studied. Be careful. Okay, so this message was given to me in two different ways, in two different dreams. But I'm not going to disclose these dreams in this video. However, the message that God has given to me to give to you guys today is you are being watched and studied. Be careful. So what does this mean? Let's just use this example in the book of Nehemiah. If you guys have not read the book of Nehemiah, I highly suggest that you go read the book of Nehemiah. But to sum up the story of Nehemiah, he was assigned by God to go rebuild the ruins of Jerusalem and rebuild the walls. And in this whole process, in this whole story of Nehemiah, he had several different oppositions coming against him to stop him from building the wall or to delay or to try to see what he had going on. People often, I don't want to say people often do this, but there are times where people, they don't really understand the importance of moving in silence and how powerful it is to move in silence. And typically when you move in silence and just do things and just go after it without saying a word or speaking things to people, sometimes you can bring attacks on yourself because people are not in the know. People don't necessarily know what's going on with you. So they will try to do everything in the best of their ability, the best of their power to try to understand or try to figure out what you're doing. And now we know collectively, just in the spiritual community in general, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. However, there are times where we do wrestle against flesh and blood. But I'm necessarily talking about both. In real life, in the physical realm, we do have actual opposition facing us. But sometimes there's times where the opposition comes through spiritually and it comes out of people physically. If you catch my drift, you catch my drift and you understand what I'm talking about. So with this whole, you are being watched and stuff like that, God is telling me, and just collectively, this is not just a message specifically for me, but to keep moving in silence. Moving in silence looks different for a lot of different people. Moving in silence meaning completely cut yourself off from everything and, just not saying anything at all. Moving in silence to people can mean disclosing certain information and withholding certain information for just yourself. There's many different ways that you can move in silence. However, I'm here to just let you guys know to continue moving in silence because there is power with moving in silence. There's power without letting people know your every single move. And with this, sometimes when you are moving in silence, there will be attacks sent against you to try to get you to disclose the information that God told you to withhold or to not share for a certain time for whatever reason, to protect you, whatever. And so it might not be a deliberate attack like somebody holding you up like, give me all their information. But they will do it sneakily. They will try to do it in ways where they are nice, where they are friendly. And it's not to say that these people are having ill will intentions or bad intentions in order to get this information. Sometimes people really are just nosy. But in order for you to get to the next level, God wants you to keep things tucked away and hidden and private for a very reason. You don't know what type of spirits is attached to certain people. You don't know what that person can be envying you towards or anything like that. So it's very, very important for you to keep things to yourself. To some people, moving in silence might be the hardest thing. I know for me and my journey and the stuff that I do, sometimes moving in silence can be challenging for me just because I like to be transparent with people. But however, there's times where you really do have to, keep certain things private. And that's what Nehemiah did. Nehemiah was actively it wasn't even like Nehemiah was moving in silence and there wasn't anything to show for it. It wasn't like, oh, he just went quiet and he not doing nothing. It was evident that Nehemiah was moving in silence and there was something being done. But nobody could really pinpoint exactly what was being done, how it was being done, and that was frustrating a lot of his opposition that was coming against him. There was multiple times where, the three different people, Sanballat and I forgot the other names, were coming against him, trying to get him to stop from building the wall, trying to get him elevating up and stuff like that. And so I'm just here to, as a warning, to give to somebody, keep moving in silence. If you needed confirmation on, oh, if I should tell this person this, if I should tell that person that, the answer is no. Do not disclose any type of information regarding whatever you're going through or whatever you're heading to next. Do not disclose any information. It might kill you. It might make you feel some type of way. And it doesn't even matter how other people react, because I find too, and even within my family group, my friend group, whatever the case is, there's been several times, because I am a very private person and I really do hold a lot of stuff deep to my chest. I think a lot of people don't know the difference between a secret and privacy. It's kind of hard to really describe the difference between privacy and secrecy, but there's a difference, because to me, I feel like secrecy is you pretty much moving in the dark and maneuvering and doing shady stuff, whereas I feel like with privacy, you're protecting yourself. You're protecting what inherently belongs, to you. And that's the difference where I feel like, privacy and secrecy is. And a lot of people get those two mixed up. And I have witnessed a lot of different people who are attached to me or who I know personally, that they will feel some type of way if I don't share certain type of information with them. And it's not because I'm being secretive. I'm just private. I just want to hold certain information about myself from you. And it's not because I don't trust you. It's not because I don't love you or I don't care about you. I just feel like it's not your business. And if it's not your business, it's not your place to try to make it your business. You catch what I'm saying? So in this time period, it doesn't matter who you set off, who you make angry, whatever the case is, keep it to yourself. So I love you guys, and I see you guys in the next video. Peace.